Hi everyone, I am Dr. Shigarkanti. In this video, we go for some simple programs in Python. Here I have one program. Let us make this as okay. This is the program comparing two numbers using if statement. Here what I do is I will take the numbers as A and B and I will define a function here that is it is given by like the def space give a function name here. I am giving a compare. You can give any name here, A comma B. Next I am using if statement here, that is if A greater than B then print A. Here I am giving this in quotes means this will be printed as it is. This is the variable name, this is also variable name. So when we execute this program, you have to give the values of A and B. If A is greater than B, then this will be printed as A greater than B. Elif means else if. That is, if A is not greater than B, then I will compare like this. Is A equal to B? If yes, then print A equal to B. Else, that is, if it is not greater than A not greater than B and A is not equal to B, then B must be greater than A. So then print B greater than A. If I run this program, go to run module, save. I have given the name here. Okay, and it does not match with okay, run this program. Okay, here I had to give my function name is compare. What I give here is on the output screen we write like this, compare, COMPARE. This is my function name here. I will give say 10 comma say 5, that I am comparing 10 and 5. If I enter 10 greater than 5, I am getting. Next again we give same values here. So that is say this is 10 and enter 10 again, 10. So I am getting 10 equal to 10. Now next I will take first one is less than. So that is I will make this as a 5. Okay, this is 10. Then enter. That is 10 is greater than 5. So this is how we can use the if statements. Okay. And now I will make go to the second example, second program. I will make this okay, right, making this comment box. Yeah, I have to remove this. I will keep this as it is. I have to write give again 3 quotes here. And so that is here the upper portion is a comment, the lower portion is also comment. Now this is the active one here. Here sum of natural numbers using while loop. Again I use the definition because the advantage of this every time it is not necessary to come again to this edit screen here. In the output screen only we have just if we change the value of n we get the output. For that I am writing def, that is definition. Here this is the I have given the name as SONN, means that is sum of natural numbers like this. You can give any name here and that is depending on the value of n. Okay, for that we are using the loop here. For that I have to initialize I. In while loop I have to initialize I and I will take the sum as equal to 0. So here I will take I equal to 1 and I will take S is equal to 0. I am using while loop here. While I is less than or equal to n, that is first I take the value equal to initial value is 1, it goes up to n, less than or equal to n. Okay, if it exceeds n, then it will come out of while loop. Then First time what I am doing here is I am writing s is equal to s plus I. That means here the previous value of s was 0 here, I equal to 1. So that is 0 plus 1. First time it is equal to 1. Next time s value was 1. 1 plus 2. I is become, because I have given here I equal to I plus 1 here. I becomes 2. Then this becomes 1 plus 2. Next again I is increased. Then this becomes 1 plus 2 plus 3. So this I goes up to n. If I becomes n plus 1, then it will come out of this while loop. Then it prints the value. So that is the sum. Sum of first n natural numbers. So here I have given to, if I give 5 here, then it has to print 5 here. So 10 here, it has to print 10 here. And this is the value of that sum. So let me execute this program. Run this program. What is my name? SONN. I'll take say 5. Sum of first 5 natural numbers. Enter. Sum of first 5 natural numbers is 15. Okay. Again SONN. If I go for 10 natural numbers, I think it is 55 is the answer. Okay, I'm sorry. SONN 10. Sorry. SONN 10. Okay, enter. Sum of first 10 natural numbers is 55. You can give any number is SONN. Say 15. Sum of the first 15 natural numbers. Sum of first 15 natural numbers is 120. Okay. Next, I will go to the next example. I will remove this. And next program is finding the factors of a number. Okay. Right. This is my active program. Again, I am defining here. Define a function. You can give factors, anything here. Okay, factors. I have given factors here. Factors n. That is we have to find the factors of n here. First, I will give a print statement that is in the output screen. It looks like the factors of n are. Then I am giving one more print statement. Here I am writing the factors here in the second line. Here I use the for loop. For I in range 1 to n plus 1, that is I have to take the value from 1 to n. I am finding the factors of n. Say for example 10 is there. Then 1 is a factor, 2 is a factor, 5 is a factor, and 10 itself is a factor. So that means what I do here is, every time I will take I equal to 1, I will divide n by 1. If it is divisible, so definitely it is divisible because 1 is the factor of everyone here. So definitely we get. If it is equal to 0, then I am printing 1 here. And I am giving end equal to, because I want to print all these values on a horizontal line. So therefore I am giving I comma end equal to quotes here. Next I becomes 2. If n is divisible by 2, then that I is a factor, that is 2 is a factor here. Then it prints. Next I becomes 3 here. If 3 divides n, then 3 is a factor. So it is going it is printing here. If it is not a factor, that means not a factor means we are not getting it is equal to 0. For example, if we take 7, 1 is a factor, okay, then I becomes 2. 7 by 2 equal to 0, 7% 2 equal to 0, no, okay. That is here 7 is not divisible by 2. But then what it does, it is not doing anything here, again it is going here. If it is equal to 0, if it is a factor, it is printing. Otherwise, it is going to again follow increasing the value of I here, right? Let me write this, run this program. Running this program. My function name is factors. I'll write factors, F-A-C-T-O-R-S, factors, type 5. I want to find the factors of 5. Okay, enter. The factors of 5 are 1 and 5. B, it is a prime number. Next, factors of, I will change this, 10. Okay, enter. The factors of 10 are 1, 2, 5, 10. Right? Next, I will make this as say some 50. Enter. The factors of 50 are 1, 2, 5, 10, 25 and 50. And if you make this as any number here, so you will make 100, 100, enter. The factors of 100, 1 is a factor, 2 is a factor, 4 is a factor, 5 is a factor, 10, 20, 25, 50 and 100. These are the factors, right? This is how we can find the factors. This is the program to find the factors. Next one, to check the given number is prime or not. Okay, I'll make this comment. Here I will put 3 quotes. Okay, this is the active program. To check the given number is prime or not. Again, I am defining here DEF. I am giving the prime the name as PR, IR, just you can give PR, only PR, complete prime, any name you can give here. We are finding the prime of some number here, that number is n. We have to give the value of this n in the output screen. Here I am using for loop here. What I am doing here is, for I in the range 2 to n, that is a prime number. How we define it is a number greater than 1, that is start from 2, greater than 1 and which is divisible by itself. That is a number is said to be prime, it is divisible by 1 and itself. Therefore, I will start from 2 here. I will check whether is that number is divisible, the given number is divisible by the I or not. I means I am taking I equal 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Is it divisible by 2? Is it divisible by 3? Is it divisible by 4? If it is a prime, then n is divisible by only n here, because I have not included 1 here. So that is here n is divisible by n only. If it is not a prime, then n is divisible by some other number less than n. Okay. Now here, suppose if n is n% I equal to 0, then we say that n is not a prime. Okay, n is not a prime. If it is divisible, then we break here. Here I take the value from up to n minus 1. I am going here, not n, because this is last term is equal to n. Here I take the value up to n minus 1. Now, if it is if n is divisible by some I which is less than n, then it is not a prime number. So I am giving prime number. Then after that we give a break statement here. Else is used here, for also here, not necessarily here. If you use the for loop here, if this is not possible, this is not happening, means it is coming to this one here. That is here we write else. Print n is a prime. Okay. If it is divisible by a number less than n, then it is not a prime. If not, means then it is coming out of this one. After completing this one, it is coming out of this one. Then that is no I divides n here. Therefore, then it becomes a prime. Okay, I will go to run this program. I think I have given PRI. Yeah, PRI. I will give 5. Okay, I will give 5. 5 is a prime number. Enter. 5 is a prime number. PRI. I will give 8. 8. Enter. 8 is not a prime number. PRI. 15. Enter. 15 is not a prime number. PRI. 21. Enter. This is also not a prime number. PRI. Say 23. This is a prime number, no? Yeah. So 23 is a prime. We can check for many numbers here. PRM 37 I will write. I think this is a prime number. Yeah, is a prime number. So like this we can write the program. Next program is I will delete this, and yeah, this is active. Okay. Find the factorial of a number. Here also I will use the for loop and we define a function here. So I am going to find the factorial of some number. That number I am denoting by n. Def fact n. Now here what I am doing here is using for loop. Every time we take that is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into up to n either. First time I will take 1, second time 1 into 2, third time 1 into 2 into 3, fourth time 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. N times it will take 1 into 2 into 3 into up to n. Okay. Here initialization, as this is a product here, therefore I have to initialize that variable to 1 here. If we are finding the sum here, then we have to initialize it as equal to 0. So here I am going for the product multiplication here, therefore initial value of that is equal to, I will take this as a 1. Then I am using for loop here. For I in range 1 to n plus 1, that is I take the value 1 and up to n it takes. What I am doing here is p equal to p star I. So first time p equal to 1 into 1, I take the value 1, okay, and p is equal to 1 here, first time 1. Second time, now p value equal to 1, second time I equal to 2, this is 1 into 2. Next time, third time I equal to 3. Previously this was 1 into 2, then multiplying 3. Like this, I take the value up to n, then finally we get here p equal to 1 into 2 into 3 into up to n. After this completion of this for loop, we come to this one, go to the print statement here, and I am giving this print statement outside this body of the for loop. This is the body of the for loop. If we give here print statement, every time that factorial is printed, okay, so for that I have to give outside the body of the for loop. Running this program, what is my name? Fact, okay, F-A-C-T, fact, I will give 3 factorial, 6 is the value, okay, enter, factorial 3 is equal to 6, fact, 5, factorial of 5, 120, yeah, 120, factorial of 10, this is a very big number, so factorial of 10 is equal to this. So like this we can find the factorial, right? And here in this you can write anything here. You can write n and the factorial sign, anything you can write. Whatever you write in this code, that will be printed. So here I have taken in the print statement, start with quote. It prints here as it is factorial, and it prints this bracket, open bracket also, then closes. Then after opening the bracket, this is the variable name n. This will be the value of this will be printed. After printing this variable, then a quote is given here. Then this is printed. That is closing bracket is printed, equal to is printed. Okay, and then after that the value of p is printed. Therefore, we see that factorial bracket under bracket, whatever the n value is 3, 4, 5, 10, anything that will be printed, and this is the value of that p. Okay. Next program is okay, first I will execute this. Yeah, simple program to illustrate logical operators and or not. Okay, so here these are the variables here, variable names a and b equal to, I am giving true, true, capital T R U E, comma, this is also true, true. Logical variables have only 2 values, either it is true or it is false. Okay, I have given a and b both are true, and we know that if both are true, then a and b is also true, a or b is also true. Not of a is false, not of b is also false. So here below I am doing print statement here. A and b is, this will be printed as it is, comma, and a and d is there, logical operator is there in Python. Just we have to write a and d, not as ampersand. Okay, a and d, b printed. This is the value of a and b, logical, right? Next print a or b is equal to, here for or it is o or, we have to write in Python a or b, And for not also, so not A is, we have to write in words not space A. Next print not B is, comma, again not space B. So I think this value is true, this value is true, this value is false, this value is false. Let me execute this program. Okay. Yeah. A and B is true. A or B is true. Not A is false. Not B is false. Now let me change here. I will change B false. False. F-A-L-S-E. Sorry, I have to write this capital F. Now, the first one will be false because and if at least one is false, then this will be false. But or is true here. One true, one false, it is true. And A will be false. This not B will be true. Right? Execute. A and B is false. A or B is true. Not A is false. Not B is true because B is false. Therefore, not B is true. And if I make this false, F-A-L-S-E false, and I will make, sorry, this is capital F, and I will make this true, T-R-U-E, okay. So A is false, B is true, therefore definitely and is false, R is true, not of A is true, not of B is false. Execute this program. Executing. A and B is false, A or B is true, not A is true because I have taken A false, not B is false, right? And if you take both false here, this is false and this is also false. F-A-L-S-E, false, false. So therefore, first one will be false, second one will be false, and these two are true, right? Running this program. False, false, true, true, okay? This is how we can use the logical statements, logical operators. Next one, next example is similar to that. Same, I am using the logical only. So here I am assigning A comma B, A equal to 2 and B equal to 3. Okay, A equal to 2 and B equal to 3. And I am giving P equal to A greater than 1. What is the answer for this? I think yes. Yes, no. Because the 2 is greater than 1, yes, means true. P value is true. Q, B greater than 1, B equal to 3, 3 greater than, yes, this is also true. So that is here, P is true, Q is true. Then print P greater than 1, P greater than 1, sorry, A greater than 1 I have to write, right? Okay, A greater than 1 and B greater than 1, A greater than 1, B greater than 1. I am not using P here. Okay. Run this program. True, true, false, false. A greater than 1 is yes, no, yes. That is, this is true. B greater than 1, yes, this is also true. That true and true is true. And here, this R is there. A greater than 1 is true, yes, true. R. B greater than 1, this is also. That is true or true is true. Now here P I have taken here, I have assigned A greater than 1 as P. P is true, therefore not P is false. Q is true, therefore not of Q is false. I am getting true, true, false, false. I can use this one in any of the programs here. Here I will take this definition big A comma B comma. Here we are using AND, logical AND here, and I want to find out which one is the bigger here among these A, B, C. So I will define a function here. Define its name is equal to big. I will remove this. Okay. Big A comma B comma C. Now I am using if, elif, else statement, and I am using AND here, right? So here if A greater than or equal to B and A greater than, I will write equal here. Yeah, A greater than or equal to C, then what is the implication here? A must be bigger. Else, if not, then I will compare B with other two here. B greater than or equal to A and B greater than or equal to C, definitely then B will be bigger. Print B is bigger. Otherwise, if A is not bigger, B is not bigger, then definitely C will be bigger. So this is a program to find the bigger of given numbers. Smaller one is there, then you have to change here, right? Go to run this program, run module. I have to give A, B, C values here. Okay, my function name is big. I will give 10, 20, 30. Okay, enter. 30 is the bigger. So I have given third one, the bigger one. Next, big 10, 50, 30. Now the second one is bigger. 50 is bigger one. Enter. 50 is bigger. Next I will give big. First one I will write 100, 67, like this. Any number you can give here. The first one is bigger here. That is 100 is bigger. Enter. Yeah, 100 is bigger. Okay. And these are the some simple programs. Okay, I'll stop here. Thank you.